I love animals. Yeah, I guess eating them too.
So how hard is it to like switch from a non-vegan to a vegan?
Yeah, super easy. If you think about what happens to them, to the victims, you're like, it's so easy. Welcome. We are here with
Kazzy.
Kazzy, nice to meet you. Thank you so much for sitting down.
All right.
So that's great. So we are now trying to debate here to try to ask people why aren't they vegan? So the stage is yours.
Well, firstly, I think like meat is an acquired taste. When you grow up eating meat, it's very hard to give up. However, like the idea of, let's say, for instance, if there are meat alternatives, things like Beyond Meat or lab-grown meat that comes from other sources as opposed to like killing animals, I think that's all part of it. It's very hard to like create the texture and the taste that meat provides that vegetables cannot. However, there are some companies that are doing it right now. Which is moving in the right direction. For veganism.
Yeah, exactly. And have you tried already some of these Impossible burgers, maybe?
Yeah, I have.
What do you think?
And they're amazing.
Yeah.
But I guess like we need like more mass production of it.
Yeah.
Currently, because still like if you compare like for instance like vegan food versus non-vegan food, vegan food tends to be a little bit more on the expensive side.
So this mock meats for now, yes, definitely it's a problem of supply and demand.
Exactly.
So the more people will buy it, the less the price will increase, and then eventually will drop.
Exactly.
It's becoming more mainstream anyway, and like I already seen like the price going down in the supermarket just myself, just as a matter of from year to year. So yes, eventually we are getting there. But although, like, if you actually eat, of course, it's mock meats, yes. But if you eat like whole foods, it's even cheaper to be vegan because then it's like lentils and it's healthier too. But you just have to want to cook it, but there are super quick and easy ways.
Exactly.
But then that's the way it's healthier and cheaper as well.
No, I totally agree. But it's like as I've said before, like once you grow up eating meat, I think I can easily give up beef. But I think the challenge that I would have is probably giving up chicken or any type of
because you like it a lot.
I mean like because you grow up like eating white meat a lot, so it's easier to give up red meat as opposed to giving up white meat.
For you,
for me, that's
for me, like I also grew up eating meat, like almost everybody, and then I was like, yes, I also liked it a lot, sure. And I never even questioned, like how I'm questioning you now, for example. Like, I never questioned myself either, like, why am I doing this? Why am I eating this? And sure, I liked it too, but at some point I realized, like, I was going around saying, I love animals, I love my cats a lot, and then I was like, I love animals. I guess eating them too. So that's what happened to me. It was like a bit of like a dissonance there, right? And sure, as a matter of taste, then I realized, of course, you cannot like really keep on eating animals and say you love them at the same time. And then I was like, oh, that's a bummer. I'll give it up, even though I like it. And then I discovered I actually can eat super tasty food as well. And basically with meat itself is gross. We are not like lions, like eating raw meat. We have to cook it, make it nice, spice it up. If you do the same thing, the same recipe even, but we like or the substitutes, or even like just even cheaper piece of tofu or seitan, tempeh, whatever you prefer, lentils.
How do you replicate, let's say, the texture?
There are some really sick tricks out there. For example, frozen tofu. They say it's exactly like chicken. They first have to freeze it. That's a trick. And then when you defreeze it, or so you have to check it out because I don't quite remember the recipe, but they say it's like it blows your mind. So there are really sick tricks out there. And then you, of course, you have to spice it up. Maybe you cook some amazing curry, Indian curry, and you put all the same spices that you would put with the chicken. And then you're like, why am I eating the animal?
Okay.
You know, and it's a win-win.
But how do you get around, let's say, because like veganism also includes not eating eggs.
Yeah.
How do you get around not eating eggs? Or what's the logic behind like you cannot eat an egg?
So because you wonder like maybe what's the arm behind it, or
the logic behind, let's say.
Because basically
what's an alternative of eggs?
Yeah.
You can.
I can tell you like why also we don't eat eggs if you don't know yet.
Sure.
Because basically I can also show you actually if you want. We have like videos of like footage of animals and stuff like how the egg is produced.
Okay.
If you would like to see. No,
I think I'm good.
You're good. Yes, basically like what happens is that only females lay the eggs. So what happens if the chick that's born is a boy? It's a waste. They consider it a waste product. So what happens when the boy just hatch the egg? They just put them all aside and then they grind them alive. So still with a piece of the egg, they were literally just born, and then they never really even had a chance. And that's the sad part with boys. Girls, they put them all aside. They connect it to a machine that burns their beak off. And it's super painful. It's like a bone, it's like a teeth. Because they will put them in such small spaces, in such small cages, that they go crazy and they start pecking each other. Okay. So what they do? Let's just cut the beak off. Okay. And then even if like they let them a little bit outside and they call them free range, but still they mostly live their life inside like warehouses with no normal light. They never really see the sun. And then, in horrible conditions. But the thing is also like one chicken naturally, just by our own body, could lay 12 eggs per year, more or less, just by nature. And guess how many legs do this chicken lay for us to eat? Like over 300. And it's quite the jump for like their body. It's insane. And this happens because when you take the egg away, she thinks she lost a baby, right? Because she doesn't know it's maybe not the rooster didn't get in there or something. So she thought she had a baby, and she goes into like a stress and she produces another egg immediately. But in theory, when there's no baby and eventually she realizes that no baby's hatching, she just eats it back herself because she lost a lot of calcium, especially, but a lot of other nutrients for her own body to make this egg, this precious egg. And then she would have to like gain all these nutrients back. Okay. And when we eat these eggs, of course, nothing like this happens. We steal the egg and we just exploit their bodies, basically.
Yeah. My question would be like, okay, my challenge would be like getting around like what's an alternative source of protein?
Yes.
When it comes to like, especially eggs.
Yeah.
I think like that's one thing that I consume as an individual.
Yeah, sure. So basically proteins, like if you think that actually vegans take proteins from the source, meaning animals have proteins inside their flesh or eggs or milk because they also assumed it. Like, for example, if I ate no carrots at all for 3 months, right? Let's just say, and you would take a blood test of me. You would say like, yo, you have no vitamin A. Eat some more carrots. So they have proteins in their flesh because they also ate it. So what vegans do, they get the proteins directly from the source, which is plants. So lentils, all beans, they are like the main great source, and you can cook them in so many ways. Tofu, tempeh, and all these things. And in smaller portion, other things as a little bit of proteins as well. So like potatoes, for example. So as long as you like eat the rainbow, eat as many colors as you can, you have all the nutrients because it's not random, the colors. So like it's because like orange is vitamin A or C, right? So you eat as balanced as possible, and the proteins with the lentils and the legumes, and then you're healthier than ever.
I see. I see.
And yeah, with the eggs substitutes, to come back to your doubts from before, there are so many tricks maybe with baking a cake. There are so many other ways to just bake, and you just Google the simplest way. So you're like, I love chocolate cake, vegan chocolate cake, and like you get the recipe already. And there are so many tricks. I can even begin to like tell them all. Even with the egg, a lot of tricks online.
And like, so basically, did you like? So how hard is it to like switch from like a non-vegan to a vegan?
Yeah. So
like, what's the? Because it usually like I think like there's a 12-week rule to it or something.
They say it takes 3 weeks to build a new habit.
Yeah.
So it's like going to the gym. At least at first it sucks. You're like, oh fuck, I have to go to the gym. I don't want. But like, so it's a bit of like getting adjusted to a new thing. But after these 3 weeks, you don't even realize. I don't even realize it now anymore. In terms of hard or easy, I would say it's super easy with the internet. And on a moral level, if you think about what happens to them, to the victims, you're like, it's so easy. You're like, it's natural almost to not want to harm animals like that. Yeah.
Well, I'll give it a try.
Yeah.
I actually tried it like a couple of months ago. I fell off after a week. So.
Yeah, you if you don't know how to do it, or like maybe you don't know where to get your protein, for example, that's very important, of course. Then you have to know a few things for starters, like okay, proteins there, salads, iron, spinach, a few things, but it's not rocket science at all. It's very easy. And then I would say one advice is also recipes like the one you love, your favorite dish. You don't have to give up anything. You just substitute. So you use Google, my favorite dish, vegan version. And then you switch ingredients, like okay, pizza has cheese. You put the vegan cheese on your pizza, and it melts, and it's still delicious, and stuff like that.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll actually try that out then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Never thought about it that way.
Yeah, no, exactly. And of course, people don't think about. I didn't think about it. No one. That's why also we are here, just to challenge and help people like get more in alignment with their values. Because I don't think you want to hurt anyone. Yeah. You look like a very nice guy.
Yeah.
So, and if there was like a chicken here or like an animal, you wouldn't hurt them. You would like try to pet them or something. Yeah. So yeah, and of course everything is hidden in the supermarkets, and they don't show you this is how we treat chickens, buy our eggs, you know. They don't do that, of course. They lie and they say they paint a happy chicken or something, but it's such a lie. It really is. Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, I'll give this a try.
Yeah, that's so awesome. Thank you so much for sitting down and have a chat. Thank you so much.